foreign elements, by the help of jihadist militants from Hamas, and the leniency somehow of the back then SCAF of the army at that time. It was thought that they are going to stay after that in power for longer than 1 year at least, and that did not prove to be true when realities came on the ground and justice prevailed. And now, after the fall of the Muslim Brotherhood and the political Islam suffering from a very strong blow, what are the expected scenarios on the ground in the Middle East, and the U.S. role in the region? Is it going to change? These are questions to be raised, and we're delighted to be having with us live here Dr. Ismaiel Hamid, researcher of the Islamic history. Good evening,
Hello,
Dr. Hamid. And
hello.
first, we need quickly to cherish or ask about the main lessons drawn from the Egyptian experiment with political Islam, and what are the possible scenarios. We're going to be delving into the possible scenario, but now we need to know real quick, what could be the lessons learned to other countries from the Egyptian experience with political Islam?
Yeah, good evening, first of all. And I think from the year that the Muslim brothers, that they ruled Egypt, we had lots of visions, we have lots of ideas about that year. And this movement that appeared in 1928, that they committed great mistakes and great sins for themselves and also for the Egyptian people. Also, I should say that even the idea of the Muslim Brotherhood at the beginning by Hassan al-Banna, it was a good idea as an idea, as a vision, in order to have the teachings of, real teachings of Islam, of Prophet Muhammad, and the meanings of Quran, as is said, and to practice that on the ground. But the problem for us, what we saw from the Muslim Brotherhood across more than 80 years, we found catastrophes and disasters from their practice, because they started as preaching
Right, I was
movement.
going to jump into that question because it's very important,
Yes.
and especially with your research and your study in Islamic history. The start or the foundation of the Muslim Brotherhood organization as a group,
Yes.
to start off with firsthand, it was by Sheikh Hassan al-Banna.
Yes.
What was the foundation? Did it have the same aims? Did it have the same principles? And you said that other Islamist groups originated from the Muslim Brotherhood. If you could elaborate on that.
Yes, as an idea, as I said, it was a good idea. We should say that. But the problem for the practice, and after that, especially for the teachings of Sayyid Qutb. Sayyid Qutb was the thinker and the philosopher of such a group, and he had a book, or he made a book which is called the Ma'alim ala Tariq. This book that was used by lots of members of Muslim Brothers, and after that they separated from the movement of Muslim Brothers, and they founded a new new Islamic groups, especially the Jihad and the Takfir wal Hijra and lots of radical groups. They took these radical ideas and fanatic ideas of Sayyid Qutb, that he considers that the society in the Islamic countries, they are disbelieving society, or it's called as the pre-Islamic society. It means that they are disbelievers. He considered the whole society as a disbelieving society. So we should leave that society and immigrate from it, and after that to be more stronger, and then go back to that society to make it according to Islamic Sharia, even by the force. And this is the problem now. For them, the force, it means jihad, or the jihad for them, it means that to use the force and the power, this in order to change the people and to go back to the teachings of Islam. But how come to spread Sharia by the force according to these people? To kill and to bulverse the regimes and to make any kind of assassination or whatever, as it was made by the jihadists against Sadat, and they killed him. So it is some of their ideas to kill this in order to spread Sharia. And this is what I don't understand for myself as Islamic researcher. How come that I use the violence? How come that I use the force, this in order to spread Sharia. Sharia, it means the mercy. What kind of relation between the mercy and the violence and the force, or the fanaticism that they use, this in order to spread their ideas?
Right. The Brotherhood lost, no denial that it is definitely a gain for the struggle against the terrorist jihadists you're talking about that emerged from the mother group, that is the Muslim Brotherhood, and also the inspired groups by the Muslim Brotherhood inside the Arab world. That sends a message that political Islam can be subdued by moderate and liberal forces, and by reason also.
Yes. Islam, it's a religion of reason. Islam ordered the Muslim to be reasonable and to think. And I think we have lots of verses in Quran. Even the first verse and the first word revealed from God to Prophet Muhammad, Iqra. Iqra, it means not just to read, but to have the knowledge, to write and to know, and lots of things. So Islam, it is a great religion in this point of view. But the problem when we merchandise with Islam, when we use Islam as a trade, and to go or to approach to the hearts of the people by the religion, and after that, in my point of view, that I would like to be a politician, that I would like to get the power, that I would like to rule, but I use the Islam, or I would like to benefit of Islam. This is something so hard for us, because Islam, it's a pure religion. It is, as we say, that Islam is a treatment, how to treat the people. And for example, to explain that, Islam was spreading everywhere in the world, in Africa till South Africa, this by the treatment of the Muslim, not by the armies, not by the weapons, not by anything. Islam spread in Asia, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, and this Islamic countries also by Islamic merchants and by their treatment. This is the Islam, how to spread the essence and the mercy, the respect of the others also, the tolerance of Islam. By this way, by the good practice of these, Islam will spread, and the Sharia of God and the law of God will spread by this way. Never it could be spread by the power and by the violence as these radical people that they imagine. And I think this is the same belief of the Khawarij that they appeared in the time of Sayyidina Ali. We talk about the 14 after the immigration of the Prophet, when these people, they left his army, and then they considered him as a disbeliever, and they started to fight him. And Sayyidina Ali, he was one of the greatest companions and the caliph and all this, and they make him, or consider him as a disbeliever. So this kind of Khawarij that started even from the beginning of Islam. So if that happens now, I think it is something very sorrowful for us.
Well, what you're saying also reflects the nature of these groups and their ideology by this story of Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib. But also the current groups of the Muslim Brotherhood, not only that they made the wrong assessment of the streets in Egypt and the Egyptian citizens and the layman in the street and the opposition, but also the people and the governments who were supporting them and thought a good outcome may come out of them. That was also a misconception on their part. They misassessed, or they did not assess correctly the domestic reality. And many international analysts and political experts fell into the trap of the Brotherhood propaganda, and they underestimated the opposition and the moderate Egyptians, the moderate Islamists here in Egypt. You can correct me if that is wrong. And if
I think for them, they can use anything to get the power. They can use anything for them. And I think it is a secret group. And for anyone who will join this group, he will have lots of secrets. And for the Bay'ah, they cannot tell even his parents about the secrets of the group. They believe themselves that they are the right ones, and they have the right way, and all the people, they should follow them. They have lots of things. Also, they have an international organization that organizes for them everything in abroad. And I think what we see now for any Egyptian opponent to them when he goes to whatever in the United States or in France and Britain for any conference, for any meeting, that they have their people there and to push them to go there and to annoy and to make lots of propaganda. They have an agenda for them, and we are sure of what United States played when they found after the collapse of Mubarak and his regime that Brotherhood will be yeah, it will be the alternative of Mubarak, and as an organized group that they will be stable on ruling and running the affairs of Egypt. So the United States supported them by great support and aid and gave them all what we cannot believe for this. But when they were fallen after 1 year, of course, it was a shock for the United States for them, so they started also to think about these people. Yes, they are organized, but just between the people for the parliament, but as
but durability? No.
Yes, for their ability and also for their mind. They are very narrow mind. They cannot trust anyone outside the group. They cannot trust anyone who is not a member of Muslim Brotherhood.
And this brings me to our second question, which is a simple look over the results of the presidential elections in 2012 indicates that only 49% of the Egyptians, or even more, they opposed. We, of course, regardless of the people who just were forced to elect Mohammed Morsi because they didn't want opposing
two worse choices
presidential candidate, General Shafi, at that time of the former regime. So they